going to have example questions that might be similar to what you might see on the Turf 10. So, all right. So a little bit of overview. So we're going to go over some basic terms. The modules are going to be covered on the Turf 10. That's organizational structure for those who are not familiar with it. We're going to be covering master data, what that is, what it means. We're going to cover transactions, and we're going to look over the procure-to-pay cycle and the order-to-cash cycle. So some basic terms. So what does SAP stand for? Everybody keeps throwing this around. What is it? So SAP stands for Systems, Applications, and Products in Data Processing. So in case anybody asks, you can tell them that, and they're like, wow, you're awesome.
That's actually a question on the exam, too.
Yep.
I got asked that.
They'll ask, what does it stand for? So, Turf 10, what does that mean? Total ERP in 10 days. 10-day boot camp, big ERP. I mean, that's, I actually didn't know what that meant until I started getting into boot camp. So, there you go. So, then we're going to talk about the architecture of my SAP ERP. SAP Basis, we're talking a little about what Basis is, SAP application, as well as ECC or Enterprise Central Component. So yeah, this slide might be a little overwhelming because that's the modules of the Turf 10 we're going to cover. It's a lot. So we're going to go over NetWeaver. NetWeaver on the exam was kind of not a super huge part of it, but you do learn about that. The procurement cycle, materials management, it'll cover material requirements planning, lifecycle data management, manufacturing execution, warehouse management, sales distribution. And you can read that. And the things in bold, I don't know if you can see that, but MM, sales and distribution, financial accounting, controlling, and managerial accounting, those are all the things that are really hit on in our courses. So if you take in 301 or configuration, you're very used to those. But you probably haven't seen things like human capital management, and that's one of the modules that we'll talk about in a minute. So, organizational structure. Again, if you haven't taken 301 or you're taking it now, just as a refresh, the client is the highest level of all the organizational elements. It represents the enterprise. Now, company code, a client can have multiple company codes, and the company code is its own legal entity. So, say for instance, the client would be someone like General Motors as an example. A company code could be GMC. A company code could be Cadillac, right? So these individual legal entities are company codes. And plants. Plants are the central organization unit or production planning. That's where things are made, things stored. You have a warehouse that's part of the plan.
Yeah, just a quick thing. If we're going too fast at all throughout the PowerPoint or throughout the next upcoming weeks, just tell us. Or if you need to go back a slide or two, just also let us know, and we'll definitely do that for you.
Yep. And if there's any questions, feel free to just raise your hand or yell at me or something.
Yeah.
Do we have access to this PowerPoint?
You can send it out.
Yeah, what we do is after these meetings, we're going to send out this PowerPoint and subsequent PowerPoints to everyone on the email list. And that also brings another point to, if you want to get these PowerPoints and you're somehow not getting them, you might not be on our email list, come talk to us and we'll definitely work that out for you.
All right, so some more about organizational structure. So we'll talk about storage locations. Storage locations are a place within a warehouse. Think of just a place where you put stuff, right? So it allows for material stock to be differentiated from other inventory. So you have, okay, this item goes in this storage location, this is where this goes. So you might have raw materials go to its own storage location, and then you have finished goods or trading goods into a different storage location. So the sales organization is the central organizational element of sales, right? It controls the terms of the sales of the customer. So a distribution channel, like it says, represents strategies to distribute goods. So that could be wholesale, it could be retail, it could be the internet. Those sort of things are distribution channels. Now, the division actually represents a product line itself. And a sales area is a unique combination of the sales organization, the distribution channel, and the division. Okay, so master data. Master data is why all of this really matters. Because this is what makes SAP great, and this is what does it, is it's one version of the truth. Right? Because a lot of systems that are not integrated, they'll have different data for different things, and they're conflicting with each other. Right? It'll say maybe there's a raw material that you're using. It might have a value in one system that's different from the other system. Now, master data, that doesn't happen. It's the same across the entire system. It's at the client level. So again, customer information. That's an example of master data. Vendors, materials. And there's different views for the master data. There's the general data view at the client level. There's a financial accounting data view. That's at the individual company code level. And then there's the sales data view at the sales area level.
Transactions. Whenever you do things in SAP, there are always transactions that happen within it. It could be whether you're creating, like we were just talking about master data, or if you're selling someone something, or if you're buying things, materials. There's always transactions that are going to happen. There are internal and external exchanges that describe the business activities. That's the term for it. Transactions always create documents, and documents cannot be deleted once these transactions happen. When you, if you wanted to kind of reverse a transaction, that would also create another document too.
And that's just to add in, that's for auditing purposes. So when somebody wants to come in and find a paper trail, who did what in the system, that's why that's there.
Yep. And then the requirements for transactions is that they include master data, org data, and rules. This is the procured pay cycle. Now Bob's going to help me kind of draw what this pay cycle entitles. The pay cycle itself is a giant circle. The process is always going to end up coming back to where it starts too. So we're going to start with the purchase requisition. When we first do a procured pay cycle, we need to buy things. And in order to buy things, we have to create a requisition to obtain these materials. This includes us going to the vendor. Once we determine our source of supply, we're going to select the vendor. The selecting the vendor process is pretty much just narrowing it down to who can provide me the best service for this material that I need. And then once we select the vendor, we're going to generate a purchase order. When we generate a purchase order with the company, it's kind of like a contract that says, okay, we're going to buy a set of materials from you at this price, and you're going to do this for us. And then once we create a purchase order, we're going to monitor that purchase order. When you monitor a purchase order, it's kind of like when you buy something from Amazon. You're sitting at home counting down the days until you get your package, and you just can't wait any longer. And you track every step of the way until it gets to your house. I mean, that's what companies also do. So, you guys have something similar maybe. Then you have the goods receipt. Once you receive the goods from the vendor, that's when you get a goods receipt. That indicates that you have received the goods, and then that you're going to put them into inventory. Once you receive these goods, you're going to get an invoice from the company that you bought these from. The invoice is basically just a letter saying, hey, now that you've received these goods, you owe us money. Once you have your invoice, then you can begin processing your payment. Now, once we start getting into this a little more during the weeks, we're going to go over what sort of transactions are going to happen within this process too. So this is more just like a brief overview of what you are going to see. We will further dive into this later. All right, our next cycle, which Vanna will draw us another circle, is the order to cash cycle. This is when you are the seller of the material and someone is buying products from you. First is the pre-sale activities. These could include, let's say it's kind of like determining source of supply, except it's on the other end. When you have the pre-sales activities, that's when you negotiate with whoever you're selling the products to, how much you can sell it for, how fast you can get them, what the quality of these products are going to be. different pre-sale activities are going to lead to eventually, hopefully, a sales order entry. This is when the person that is buying your product is like, okay, we want to buy this product from you. Let's further negotiate a sales order that we can come to an agreement on. Once you've came up with the sales order, you're going to create a delivery note. This lets the buyer know that, okay, we are going to have these products ready by this time, and hopefully by the time we have these products made, we can get them shipped to you in X amount of days. Once you have created the delivery note, you're going to pick the materials that you need. Now, whether you have to create these materials or not, or if they're already made, is kind of a different thing that we're going to dive into. It's called training goods and goods that you have to create. Let's say for this instance, it's a training good, so you already have these materials on hand. You're going to go into your warehouse, into your storage locations and bins, and pick out these materials. And then you're going to go back into the SAP system, which if you guys have taken 301, this might look familiar. You know, you put the amount that you have picked, and then you hit, I can't remember what button it is, but then you're going to pack the goods that you picked already, which gets them kind of ready for shipping through your shipping points. And then once you have those materials packed and ready to go, you're going to do a post-goods issue. The post-goods issue is letting the buyer know that you have shipped these goods out and they're on their way to you. And then once they have the goods, they're going to do the post-goods issue to let you know that they have received the goods. Now, when the buyer receives the goods, then you're going to do an invoice and customer billing. This is when you invoice your customer, kind of like the other way around, and said, hey, I owe you money. Now this time, hey, you owe me money. Once you've invoiced the customer, then hopefully if they're of good faith, they will have incoming payment towards your way. SAP NetWeaver. NetWeaver is something that we may not cover a whole lot extensively through 301 or 458, but NetWeaver is kind of like a separate side of business tools for SAP to help you operate the system a little bit better. Let's think of that as kind of like Microsoft Office. There's different programs and tools that allow you to do better at what you do for your business.
It's just to add on, it's the technical foundation of SAP.
NetWeaver, in a technical term, is a set of tools that integrate people, processes, and information regardless of the system. The layers of NetWeaver are as follows, or there are actually a few more, but there's these three basic ones: is extraction, data storage, and data flow, and data analysis and data planning. Now, like what Bob said earlier, NetWeaver isn't covered extensively on the Terp 10, but there will be, a handful of questions that they will ask you about this. So it's not anything to kind of just look at it, think you're good, and skim over to the next subject. It will be on the exam, but it won't be a giant percentage. I'd probably say it covers about 5% of the exam.
It was something like that. It's really kind of basic questions about NetWeaver, because since they don't cover very much, the questions will say something like, what are the layers of NetWeaver, right? And it'll have these, 6 answers, and you're just writing, the bubble for the ones that are actually there, and that's it. There's a couple more like that, like what is NetWeaver, and that's multiple choice, but it's not too much of the exam at all.
I do recognize one off this slide though. Is SAP Business Suite rests on NetWeaver. They may or may not ask you that. Actually, the way I memorized that one is when I was looking at it, I was like, okay, NetWeaver. What sort of question could they ask me on that? And it was actually really nice because they're like, well, what rests on NetWeaver? And all the answers had nothing but nothing that said SAP on it, but that one said SAP Business Suite. I was like, maybe it's that one. And now I know I think I got that one right. So,
and to add to that, there's also going to be other questions on the exam that are going to basically say something like, why is SAP awesome? And anything that makes SAP look good, that was the answer on the exam when we took it.
Yeah, I think those were
SAP
nice
exams. So it's a nice little freebie from SAP of, is SAP awesome, yes or no, obviously, and then you get some points. So.
Well, we make it sound like it's not hard, but it's mind-numbing. Don't get us wrong, but they might throw in kind of just a little, what do they call that?
Here you go.
Yeah, give me points or I can't remember. But okay. Well, as we're moving on, SAP NetWeaver, it helps enable new. Oh, it's propaganda. That's the thing I was thinking of. SAP NetWeaver helps enable new and existing technologies to improve a function. That's kind of it's just trying to help the system work better for you, trying to get you more acclimated, kind of give you a little more tools in your toolbox to help you do what you need to do through using SAP. And NetWeaver helps promote extendability, immediate integration, a clear roadmap, and a lower cost of total ownership. I do believe I've seen something like this on the exam as well. When you take the exam, you might get a list of 6 or 7 questions that are going to be like, all right, pick 4 answers. And if you pick 3 correct ones and you pick wrong one, you get the question wrong. So it's good to kind of just like, maybe get like a flashcard or something, have this question down. What does it promote? Oh, extendability, immediate integration, a clear roadmap, and lower total costs.
That's one of the ones I was talking about. Multiple choice where it'll say a bunch of good things and like a bad thing, and you know what it is.
SAP Business Suite. NetWeaver is a technical platform that powers the suite. This will include SAP ERP, SAP Customer Relationship Management, SAP Product Lifecycle Management, SAP Supplier Relationship Management, and SAP Supply Chain Management. These are all kind of smaller modules that are included within the SAP Business Suite. These things are not covered extensively through our courses, but they are included on the exam, and you will learn about them in separate modules. It's kind of just more of like another kind of tool to help you, with SAP. Like when you're in the real corporate world, you're going to be doing things like, doing customer relationship management. What would be included in that? Something about, how your clients do business, what, even like time zones that they're in, best of times to reach them, management, people in their company, how to contact them, and sort of things like that, just kind of, just added tools and stuff. It's really unique how SAP offers all these different modules that can help everyday business life. I mean, it's little things like even supplier relationship management. How long have you been doing business with them? Have you negotiated contracts for materials that are at lower price than normally that they would charge someone else? So it's really kind of unique. Enhancement packages. This will be on the exam as well too, as if everything we've already gone through. Enhancement packages are packages that SAP will release. It's kind of just like when your phone gets like an iOS update and you download the update on your phone, and it gives you these different things, like maybe it fixes bugs or patches something. That's kind of similar to what iOS patching is with SAP patching is, but it's called enhancement packages. Enhancement packages, the technical term, are updates available to an SAP system that minimize interruption and build off one another. If you install Enhancement Pack 5, ECC 5, you also install Packs 1 through 4 if you've not already done so. And enhancements are irreversible. One thing that I learned too from, I think, Professor Tracy is certain companies will have fully customized SAP systems that they run off of. For instance, I think the Army was doing like a $2 billion customization for their SAP system. And if they were to download an enhancement package, they would lose all of that. So if you make an own customized SAP system, you cannot download these enhancement packages. Enhancement packages are kind of just for regular users of SAP and don't really need these customized modules. So,
well, to clarify, you can get them, but you can't go back. Once you upgrade and you go on this next enhancement pack, it's too late. You can't go back.
And enhancement packages focus on simplification, generic enhancements, enterprise service bundles, and industry-specific enhancements.
And enhancement packs being irreversible, I believe was covered on the exam. So remember that.
Yeah, definitely. Information cubes. Information cubes are data container that is used for reports and analysis. Information cubes are basically the information that travels within SAP to provide you these reports and analysis from your data that you are processing. They consist of several database tables and are linked according to the star schema. It consists of 1 fact table and 16 dimension tables. Now, it kind of sounds like when you're looking at this, like, do I really need to know these exact numbers for this exam? And the answer is yes. I was asked this on my exam, that how many fact tables, dimension tables, how many characters and key figures they can hold, all that stuff is asked. So a fact table can hold up to 233 key figures, and a dimension table can hold up to 248 characters. You'll learn more about information cubes when we divulge into the rest of our schedule, when we show you guys more about it. Do you have anything about it? I think so.
All right. Does anybody have any questions on the presentation? It's kind of a short one. We just kind of want to talk about the basics of ERP and some things that are going to be in the exam.
Could you just go back to that last slide?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
How many got the hell scared out of it? No?
We're not to that part yet.
No. I mean, you have great instructors coming, and you're going to go through this material. So if it's like, oh, I haven't learned about that stuff yet, well, you're going to learn about it in the classes that are taught. For example, like Mr. McBride will be teaching, and Mrs. McBride will be teaching. So Denise or Chris, Steve Tracy will be teaching as well.
And just to make people feel better, I kind of went into this very scared because I was at the same seat last year, listening to the same thing about information cubes that I definitely know we didn't talk about in class. And I was like, okay, how much more of that is going to be on there? And I went in terrified, passed, it was fine. Yeah, with a lot of studying though. Just
Yeah.
For the 14 modules you listed at the very beginning, if you had to put a breakdown number of questions that are on the exam for each one of those, could you give an approximate number?
We could not, but they do give you a breakdown during the Terp 10.
I think it changed. I think it changed from test to test. But it's all we know is that on our particular test, there wasn't very much about vector, right? And everything else was split up. I think it boiled down. It was pretty specific. It was like 16% of the exam was going to be this part, and then another 12% was going to be this part. But during the actual class, they give you a breakdown that has the percentages that are going to be in that particular exam.
How many total questions?
80.
80. They give you plenty of time to do it. I think it's around 3 hours or 2.5.
Yeah. It's, some of it's true false.
I didn't get asked any true or false questions though.
I did because I was lucky. But some of them are true false, and or no, I'm sorry, I don't think it's true false. I think it's one multiple choice. So how the exam is laid out is it's multiple, right? So like you said earlier, so you'll have 6 answers, and 4 of them will be correct, and you have to answer all of them correct, or else you get no points for that question. But some questions, I'm sorry, not true false. Some are just single multiples, so just your standard 4 answers and 1 was correct. That's where I was lucky, so I got a few of those. But I did get several multiples, and that's kind of how the questions are laid out.
I'm not sure if they changed the exam at all from last time we took it. That have to be another question we might ask earlier or later. But next week I'm going to bring in my big book that I got, my Terp 10 book, and I do believe somewhere in there I wrote down the percentages of what was the main focus of each thing, and I'd be more than willing to share that with you.
And I don't know if they, going back to what you were asking, I don't know if they changed it this year or not, obviously because I'm not that far into the loop. But when we took it, it told you 4 of these 6 are correct. So it didn't leave you in the dark, but I don't know if they changed that. It's hard to tell because I hear they change it to adjust for their desired pass rate. So I can't really say for sure, but that's what they did for our test.
Last second thoughts. If you have not already paid dues for this semester, please go to our Squarespace. I do believe there's a link on Facebook about it, and if not, we'll post it on there. Give us a follow on Facebook. If you are not on the email list, come up, see us, we'll get that taken care of. If you have any questions for after the meeting, come up and see Bob or I. We're more than willing to answer any questions that you may have regarding Terp 10 or the club or anything. Any last thoughts about that?
We're going to get out next week's topic via email, so you're going to get an email telling what we're actually going to be covering next week. So stay tuned for that. Does anybody have any more questions? Anybody have any more questions about the presentation or anything they want clarified? Again, we're gonna get the PowerPoint emailed out to everybody's on the mailing list, so.
Bring notes to maybe take notes. I mean, have some,
Yeah, definitely bring
help yourself with that. Okay.
pizza if you're hungry.
All right, have some more pizza.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.